Madam Speaker, I rise to ask question number 62 put under my name, which is for the Minister for Industry, Trade and Tourism. Can the Honourable Minister inform on the status of small and micro enterprise grants? Thank you.
Thank you. The Honourable Minister for Industry, Trade and Tourism.
Madam Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity to respond to the question by the Honourable Bridgewell, and I wish to thank the Honourable Bridgewell for the question. Madam Speaker, by way of background, the SMEs are actually the drivers of economic growth and contribute quite significantly to the creation of employment and reduction of poverty in Fiji. There are approximately 4,200 SMEs in the agriculture, the fishing, manufacturing and retailing and tourism sectors, Madam Speaker. The Reserve Bank of Fiji actually estimates the SME sector actually accounts for about 12% of the Fijian GDP in 2013, which is valued at roughly around 800 million. Madam Speaker, it's been the vision of the Bainimarama government that the growth of the SMEs will generate wealth at the actual grassroots levels and germinate new technology and innovation that will create a resilient economy, Madam Speaker. And most importantly, Madam Speaker, these businesses do not always remain as small to medium enterprises. Many actually grow and become bigger businesses. Over the past 8 years, Madam Speaker, the government has continued its support for this sector through the provision of credit guarantee schemes under the Reserve Bank of Fiji income tax exemption for SMEs with a maximum annual turnover of less than $500,000, and the removal of burden of fees, licenses for small businesses, and the provision of training and advisory support through the Department of Cooperative Business and National Centre for Small and Medium Enterprises. Madam Speaker, the most recent support came via the SME Small Business Grant, which the Fiji First government allocated $1 million. Now, this scheme will provide startup capital, Madam Speaker, or assistance to existing SMEs of up to $1,000. So it roughly calculates to $1,000 to 1,000 recipients. The grant is basically to encourage the micro and small-scale business activities and will be targeted at individuals who have particular skill sets, Madam Speaker. The assistance will basically allow the micro and small businesses to boost their income capacity and improve the standards and quality of the products and services that they supply. Madam Speaker, with this scheme, we are trying to inculcate a culture of entrepreneurship and for them to aim for long-term sustainability that will in future enable them to access further business finance, thus establishing a platform for equal business opportunities for all. Madam Speaker, the process for the SME grant began on the 6th of December 2014 with a call for applications, and that closed on the 31st of January 2015. We have received an overwhelming response. The total number of applications received was 25,597, which included from the Western Division 11,483, from the Northern Division 6,606, and from the Central Eastern Division 7,509 applications. Business ventures ranging from canteens, poultry farming, beekeeping, fishing, livestock farming, market vendors, bakeries, sewing, roadside fruit and vegetables, stalls, tailoring and dairy. These were the areas that were covered. Madam Speaker, this demonstrates the existence of innovative and budding young entrepreneurs in our communities and the need to cater and nurture this demand through such interventions. The Ministry is actually working with the FDB, Fiji Development Bank, to facilitate the disbursement of this grant. Madam Speaker, the FDB was the logical partner for government because of the extensive outreach in the communities, especially in rural Fiji. Madam Speaker, in order to get the maximum exposure for this scheme, the application forms were distributed to all the FDB offices and the provincial offices throughout the country and the Ministry's divisional offices. Prior to this, consultations and awareness on the grant of the facility was conducted with senior officers of the Ministry of Rural and Maritime Development. Madam Speaker, as I speak, my Ministry, together with the FDB, is actually finalizing the list of applicants to be funded. The assessment will be completed by the 31st of March 2015, following which the Ministry's Assessment Committee will finalize the recipients. This is a fair and transparent process which will ensure that the grant is distributed proportionately throughout the country based on the number of applications received and approved, Madam Speaker, and taking into account the importance of minimizing concentration of similar activities in one particular area. The funds approved will not actually just be handed to the applicants as a handout, but it will be paid directly for the activity that they have applied for. Furthermore, the Ministry, with the assistance from FDB, will undertake periodic monitoring of the progress of the projects. Madam Speaker, to conclude my response to the Honourable Bridgelal's question, I have instructed officials to work around the clock to complete all the necessary assessments by the 31st of March and publish the names of the successful applicants in the newspapers by the 13th of April 2015, and to begin disbursement of the funds by the 17th of April 2015. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Supplementary question.
Just gave an estimate on the budget allocation for this, for the benefit of the members.
Thank you, Honourable Minister.
Madam Speaker, it's actually $1 million, and as I said, we've got 25,000 odd applications. So currently it's $1 million. Maybe at a later stage, because we've had such an overwhelming response, maybe the Minister of Finance will be a little bit more nice about handing out some more.
Thank you. Supplementary question.
Madam Speaker, there is a need to properly regulate this very important part of our economy, so to speak. And at the moment, there is no provision, currently there is no act to regulate the issue of licenses, the monitoring. I'm involved in a specific case with Head Finance. This will explain it. Otherwise, it will not assist the Honourable Minister. I'm involved, and we wrote to the Reserve Bank, and they said, no, we don't issue license. Go to the Ministry. So, could the Honourable Minister please explain to this House if there will be measures, or undertake to take measures to put all of these to be properly regulated under an act, especially to allow for the issue of license, and especially to allow other interested parties, like Handy Finance, for example, private individuals, not just the government, who want to participate into this high risk, but very, very important.
Thank you. Honourable Minister.
Speaker, I'm not sure how Handy Finance would be involved in it. They probably would be, I think the Honourable Member is trying to suggest that maybe they're actually an institution that wants to assist in the handing out of the... So it's for them to decide whether they want to or not. But in terms of the SMEs, currently, as I said, Madam Speaker, we have 4,200 registered people. There is a process for them to get registered, but in terms of whether there's going to be a law, that would be a question appropriately answered by the Attorney General when he's present.
Thank you. The Honourable Vande. Honourable Vande.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It is good to hear from the Minister regarding the implementation and the facilitation of SMEs in our country. My question is, since there are no legislation, what sort of support, we have the financial support, technical support, in terms of sustaining those developments? And also, what sort of recovery mode if the funds are not fully recovered from the recipients? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you for that last supplementary question.
Madam Speaker, I think in terms of recovery mode, there is no recovery mode. We're not actually asking for the money back. It's a grant to them. So they've been giving that, and FDB has the processes in place to ensure what when the money is given, it is undertaken in what they've applied for. And in terms of recovery, no, there is no recovery from this. Once it's given to them, it's theirs.
Thank you.
The monitor issue is with the FDB.